In a farm outside Colombia's capital, Ivan Lozano is developing a business model that could help fight animal trafficking around the world. His company, Tesoros de Colombia, or Treasures of Colombia, breeds rare frogs in captivity. It sells them to collectors in the United States and Europe, who covet their unusual colors and surreal patterns.
We are helping the authorities fight the animal trafficking. We are giving an alternative for the buyers to get absolutely legal, healthy, captive bred animals.
Some conservationists say breeding centers like this one could help put traffickers out of business. The idea is to increase the supply of rare animals and lower their market prices to a point where poaching them is no longer viable. Lozano says his company can breed a few thousand frogs each year. He's obtained licenses from Colombia's government to export 7 endangered species, including the golden poison frog.
When we started exporting them in 2013, the average price for a frog, an adult frog of this species was around $150. And after 7 years of shipping them worldwide, we have seen that the price dropped up to $30, $40.
Other species like exotic fish, geckos, and even birds have been bred in captivity for collectors around the world. But some conservationists say this practice shouldn't be encouraged.
Let's say you were to be able to do that more cost efficiently than poaching from the wild. But now you allow for this market, and people think it's okay to own these rare pets. So the demand is very likely to increase. And as long as there is a demand, people will always be motivated to get these specimens or animals from the wild as well. Because there is a demand, there's a legal market where you can launder these products in.
The capacity of breeding centers to bring down the prices of rare animals varies greatly by species. Even among small frogs, there are big differences. The harlequin frogs in these terrariums are harder to raise because when they're small, they'll only eat small eggs from other frogs. That means keeping their costs down is tougher. Tesoros sells these frogs for around $500 each. Despite the challenges, Lozano is hopeful his strategy to undermine poachers will work. He's already making space at his facilities to breed more endangered frogs and reptile species.
If you sell a frog and part of the money goes to conservation, but also the person that pays gets educated about conservation and supports with the money projects that support the conservation of the ecosystem, well, I believe it's a win-win situation.
And while it may be some time before Lozano's breeding center can put a big dent on frog trafficking, he says the investment is a risk worth taking. Manuel Rueda, TRT World, Cundinamarca, Colombia.